So we are recording now. This is the Welcome Camper Summer Wreath class. We're going to be using 30-inch ruffles, which is probably one of my favorite methods to use, basically because you don't have to cut as many pieces of mesh, and it makes a very nice full wreath, and it doesn't fray as much because you're not making that many cuts. Now, you probably think I'm crazy, but when I cut my red mesh, I use my wood burning tool. But if you've ever used this type of mesh before, which I believe came with both kits, is the poly jute. I love this mesh just because, just because I just love the look of it. It's very rustic and it kind of goes with a lot. You can pretty much put any ribbon that you want with that. My hair is sticking up like alfalfa. Anyway, so we just won't look at that. But you cannot cut this with the wood burning tool. It will not go through that portion because it's burlap. But what I was going to tell you is, because I'm so crazy, that I actually use my scissors to cut this because I cut between the lines. It does take me a little bit longer, but I don't want it to fray. So I actually just take my time and I cut right between the lines with my scissors just to make sure it doesn't fray. I don't know if you guys want to bother to do that. I don't think you'll have to if you go. If you did use your rotary cutter, I wouldn't worry about it. Linda, you raised your hand. Did you have a question? Or did you not mean to raise your hand? Maybe she didn't mean to raise her hand. Piece of hair. I'm going to move the camera over here so you don't look at that piece of hair sticking up out of my head. Okay. How was everybody's weekend? All right?
Great.
Good.
Beautiful weather.
It rained here all weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's going to be in the 70s this week. So we're finally getting some nice weather up here. Finally. In upstate New York, we're catching up with you Southerners who've had nice weather for weeks. Oops, my thing just came unplugged. I'm actually going to be investing in a bigger craft table pretty soon because I don't really have enough room on this table. And like I said in one of my earlier videos, I want to try to get a new camera set up where you can see me as I'm working. I'm just going to mute everybody now unless anybody has any questions before I do that. You can always unmute yourself. You know the routine. I don't think I have any first timers here. So I want to try to figure out a new camera setup so you can see me as I'm working as well as my table. But at this point, it's important for me that you see my hands and what I'm doing instead of my face. So let's get started. What I decided I was going to do, now I have, if you bought the kit, you would have gotten one of these. You would have gotten one of the work wreath forms. Now I'm trying to see, I think this isn't one of the normal work wreath forms that I usually get. I want to count the ties here. I don't think there's 8 on the inside of this one, but let me just double check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 8. Okay. So I know some of the work wreath forms, like I got a work wreath form from Michael's once. It's sliding around a little bit. And there weren't 8 on the inside. There was only, I think, 6. It was different. This is flopping over a little bit. So there should be 8 on the inside and 12 on the outside. So what I'm going to do, because we have 2 different colors of mesh, I'm just going to alternate. We're going to do red in one, and we're going to do tan in the next, or the poly jute. So we're just going to alternate our ruffles. Now, if you happen to have some pieces left over, which you probably will, I don't like to have waste, so I will just go ahead and I may pop another pipe cleaner in where I feel like it, and we can just use those extra pieces. So let's just make sure these are all standing up. I think some of these are a little farther apart than they should be. They should be about 4 to 4.5 inches apart. And it seems like some of them are, I keep trying to get these to stand up and they're just not going to stand up. Okay. There we go. Let me get a drink. So we'll put our mesh on first, and then we'll do our ribbons. Let me just shut my Facebook off so it doesn't keep popping up. I only get a zillion notifications a day here. Deb is asking me a question. I can't answer her right now. Okay. Oops. Where'd my video go? There I am. Okay. So I love this method again because it makes a nice full wreath and you don't have as many cuts. So you just lay your mesh face down. It's going to want to roll a little bit, but that's okay. You know, a lot of times what you can do too is you can even take your phone and you can sort of lay it on the end or just lay something that's heavy just to help hold it while you're rolling it. Start in the middle. You're going to see some pieces come off of the end. So even though I did cut it in between the lines, poly jute is still going to fray a little bit. So just start pinching it up. Now I found lately as I'm making ruffles, instead of pinching in the middle, I sort of pinch from the ends and it keeps it from going all wonky as you're going up. So, and it sort of keeps it centered too. And you can see how my phone is kind of holding it. And you can just push your phone off. And you have a nice big even ruffle. It's even on both sides. I like to sort of tuck my cut ends in a little bit here, just so they're sort of underneath. And you have your nice big ruffle. You can just start wherever you want. I like to go parallel to the wreath form. Just give it a couple of twists. Look at that. I love poly jute mesh. I really do love the look of it though. It's very rustic. So now we're going to go with our red. We're just going to alternate. And I don't know where my red mesh went. Oh, here it is. It's way over here. I know I told you guys I posted, I think Friday, that I was going to try to do a Facebook Live last night. I had some extra. I had the sign I got from Dollar General that I really wanted to use. And I thought since we didn't have a class last night, I would do a Facebook Live, but I ended up falling asleep early because I wasn't really feeling well. I had a little bit of a headache. So, but we don't have another class until Saturday. So I just put my phone up there if you can see that. We don't have another class again until Saturday. So I'll probably just do a quick Facebook Live one night this week because I've never really done Facebook Lives in the group. We'll just do the classes. And my phone just popped off. I thought that might be kind of fun. And we're just going to go to the next tie, again, parallel to the wreath form. Put it in. And the reason why I go parallel is because I kind of like to fluff up my pieces next to each other and they kind of push each other up. That's how you want your ruffles to be. You want your ruffles to be fluffed up and facing up. Now, again, if you feel like you see some gaps in there that you're not happy with, you are going to have extra pieces of mesh, and you can go ahead and you can add another pipe cleaner wherever you want and take care of that gap. We'll see how we go as we go along, how it looks. Let's go back to our poly jute now. This is basically going to give you the same look as if you were to do two 15-inch pieces and put one on top of the other. You're just going to have one piece instead. It may seem like a lot of ruffling, but it really makes a nice full wreath. And it's faster too. I'll go back to the red. You can use anything to hold the end of it down. It just kind of helps as you're rolling it or as you're scrunching it to have something to. I just noticed I had a little hole in the middle of my mesh. I think I must have hit it with the end of my wood burning tool and I didn't realize that I burned a little hole in it, but you're not going to be able to see it when it's on the wreath. Yeah, my supplier, Shelly B Home and Design, actually has a really cute pineapple beach sign she wants to put in a kit. And again, you know, when I schedule these classes with the kits, you don't have to purchase the kit to participate in the class. And it's nice because I post a picture of what's in the kit. So you can sort of, you know, go and try to find your supplies based on what's shown in the picture. So that's kind of helpful. You know what I would love to do? I actually was looking at some pictures from last summer because I remembered seeing someone had made, it was a summer wreath. I want to say it was either a watermelon or it was a strawberry wreath or something like that. But it was done using a Christmas wreath. It was done using a pine or a balsam base. And she attached the mesh to that. And obviously the branches, you know, served as the pipe cleaners. And it looked really, really cute. I mean, you could see some of the green peeking through, but it really looked cute. And I would love to do something like that. So again, I'm just sort of pushing up my ruffles next to the one before it, so they're not laying on top of each other. They're kind of pushing each other up. Isn't that jute mesh so pretty though? I love the way that looks. I love that. I'm just going to go back to the red. I'm trying to find a date on a calendar where we could do not a mailbox swag. Well, I guess it's the same form. Someone had requested that we do a class on a gravestone topper. So I'm trying to find time in our calendar. Where's the rest of my mesh? Here it is, where we can do that. Because I don't think we've ever done one of those before. We've done swags before. I just have to decide what I want the theme to be. But, you know, you have to understand that, you know, I know we do all sorts of different themes and colors and for different holidays. Any of my classes that I do, you can incorporate any theme you want just by the colors of mesh that you choose or the ribbons or your sign. You know, it's funny because I was just thinking about, you know, looking, some of the groups are already doing fall wreaths and Halloween wreaths. And I can remember our first class last year, July 30th, 2017, we actually did a fall wreath. And I know in July and August, the groups are already doing, or a lot of the bigger wreath makers are already doing Christmas. So it's crazy how that happens. But if you have a business and you sell your wreaths, you have to start early. I remember seeing in my big group earlier this year, or right after Christmas, you know, people were saying they don't want to stop making Christmas wreaths. They, you know, they love the holidays and so on and so forth. And this one woman was saying how just to keep up with the demand. Yeah, I'm not happy with how this ruffle looks. I'm going to do this one over again. To keep up with the demand, she was going to make, you know, she was going to start doing her other holidays, but she was going to make a Christmas wreath for every 4 other wreaths that she made, just so she could keep her stock supplied of Christmas wreaths. So when it finally came around to the holidays again, she'd be ready. I like that ruffle a little bit better. Nothing wrong with doing something over. I wasn't happy with how that ruffle looked. And you know, there's a lot of craft fairs coming up in the fall. So a lot of people start making now just to prepare for that. A little bit to the red. If I'm going too fast for anybody, you know, but keep in mind, like I always say, this isn't a race. The only one under pressure here to finish their wreath in class is me. You know, if you feel like you're not going to be able to finish, don't worry. You'll get the video. Susan, how are you, my dear? I don't think I heard you answer me when I said hello to you, maybe because I was still talking. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm just working away.
Oh, you're making it too?
Wreath. Huh?
You're working on yours now too?
Well, I meant this wreath.
What's that?
I meant this wreath.
Oh, okay. What color camper did you get?
The blue.
I love them both.
I do too. I think they're darling.
They are. All right, I won't interrupt you while you're working. I just wanted to say hello.
Thank you, dear.
Something came up with Bunny. I guess Bunny got company at the last minute or something. She's always getting company. She's very popular. So she couldn't make it. That's okay.
Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. Mute myself.
Okay. Where's my jute? Here it is.
Christine.
Yes, ma'am.
What happens if you're at the end and you're either going to have 2 reds or 2 of this jute?
You mean next to each other?
Yeah.
You're already at the end?
Yeah, I'm just the bottom. And you are too.
It's going to work out for me. I'm going to do a jute here and I'm going to have a red here. So
well, what
how many ties did you have on the bottom?
The same number that you did. Let me be sure no, I missed one.
Yeah, there you go. So I was going to say it should have worked out where you weren't going to have 2 of the same color.
I'll just move everything.
That's okay.
Oh, well.
It happens. You had me wondering for a second. I was like, oh no, I can't have 2 of the same color next to each other. That would be bad. And there we go. So then we're going to have a red, and then we can go on to the inside. But you see how fast this is. It's only been a half an hour, and we're already almost halfway done with the mesh because the pieces are so big. And again, just lay something down on the end to help you when you're scrunching. I've got another hole there. You probably can't see that. I was going a little too fast with the wood burning tool today.
Hi, Christina. It's
Hi,
Mimi.
who's that?
Mimi.
Hi, Mimi.
I'm
I thought you
watching.
were going to pop in. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm getting better.
You're doing better. You're feeling better?
Yes, thanks.
That's good. I'm glad you could pop in.
Those are nice colors. I love it.
What's that?
Those are nice colors.
Thank
The colors
you.
are
Somebody's raising their hand here. Who's raising their hand? I can't really tell who's raising their hand. If somebody has a question, just unmute yourself. I see a couple more people joined us here. Peggy Blankenship. Hi, Peggy. Lori's here. Hi, Lori. Joyce popped in. I always have to kind of look at my screen to see if anybody new has popped in because it doesn't always immediately show for me. So this is the outside, Mimi. If you're just joining us, we're doing 30-inch ruffles. I don't know if you've seen a class yet where we've done the big pieces of mesh, but these are nice because obviously you have less cuts.
What is that, 30 inches?
This is a 30-inch piece of mesh, yeah?
Oh,
And we're just going to scrunch it all the way up the middle. And the nice thing about it is, obviously, as I was saying, you have less cuts, so less fraying, which is always a good thing. And you only need to put one piece per tie.
I see. Uh-huh.
So it's just because it's so full. And all you do, and I just have my phone sitting here to kind of hold the end down for me while I'm ruffling it. You can use anything heavy just to kind of helps hold it down while you're ruffling it. And you just kind of scrunch it up the middle like you normally do when you're making a ruffle.
Can those pipe cleaners be bought separately?
What's that?
The pipe cleaners that you have that are thicker, can they be bought separately?
You know, I thought I saw somewhere where someone bought the thicker ones somewhere, but I don't know where. These are the ones that came on here, but I don't know where you could buy them. I don't know if they're available in the stores. You could check.
I have. They don't have them.
Yeah, I think you might have to order them online. I'm not really sure. But these are how they always come in the pre-made work forms. They always come with the thicker ones. So we're just going to the inside now. And these are nice because they're just a little puffier, these pipe cleaners here. I'm not sure if I'm liking this work frame too much. My pipe cleaner keeps wanting to slide over. There we go. So we're just going to do the same thing. Now, if I happen to have any left over, like I said, I might go around and just kind of stick them in wherever I see any gaps. And you can just do that by adding another pipe cleaner. It doesn't have to, you know, be the same type of pipe cleaner. It doesn't really matter. And again, I'm just kind of reaching behind and tucking my cut ends in, just so they don't show, and evening out my sides. Now, if you'll notice, I don't know if you noticed what I did. When I started on the top layer here, I tried to find a place so you can see there's a red one here, okay? So that's where I placed my tan one instead of placing another red one here, because you kind of want that mixture of the colors, if that makes sense.
Right.
So just be cognizant of when you do that. How about that for a big word? I know, I'm so corny. You know what I was going to send you to, Mimi, and it helped me a lot when I was first starting, is Southern Charm Wreaths. On her website, she has what's called a color wheel. and it helps you to pick colors, what colors complement each other, you know, as far as ribbons and mesh and things like that. So it's really, really helpful. Because I had a real hard time picking out ribbons and matching things when I first started too.
Yeah. That's nice.
But I can send that to you.
That's very nice.
Okay, I've got the lower level done, and it worked out beautifully.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to the top.
Okie dokie.
All right.
I just love this poly jute. I just love it so much. Just so pretty. If you have a couple pieces coming off the ends, just pluck them. The nice thing is, you know, the only time you're really going to have an issue with frays is as you're ruffling it. You know, once you get it on your wreath, as long as you don't keep pulling at it, you know, your frays are pretty much going to stop. I felt so bad for someone in my group, my other group, because they had made a flower, and I knew right away what she had done. She said she worked on it for days, and she was so upset because it just frayed and frayed and frayed. And I asked her what she used, and she said she used the 5.5-inch rolls of mesh, which are from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, I think, and Joann's are the only ones that have 5.5-inch rolls. And I knew right then, because that mesh is terrible. I had made a flower last year. I think it was my poinsettia. And I used the Hobby Lobby rolls for the leaves. And even though I use the wood burning tool, it's still frayed like crazy. Now I use Dollar Tree mesh for that poinsettia for my red, and it didn't fray as bad as the Hobby Lobby, believe that or not. And she was so discouraged, the poor thing. She said, I'm never going to make another flower again. I said, no, don't. We can help you. You know, I can help you. There's other methods. There's other mesh you can use. Don't give up. We've all been there. We've all ripped apart a wreath, or we've been so disgusted by how a wreath looks that we don't think we ever want to do it again. But, you know, it does get easier. Okay, so now what do I need? Now I need, you might find a couple of spots where, you know, your colors are the same. Like I see two reds here next to each other. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it's not a big deal. Once you add your ribbon and everything. This is why I need a bigger table. You can see me reaching down on the floor because that's where my mesh is. I'm getting my exercise. Yeah, for some reason it's working out where I'm going to have two poly jute next to each other. I don't quite know how that happened, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Let's put this up here instead. I want to tell you a funny story. Susan can relate. You know, my little doggy, has diabetes, and she was diagnosed just a little over a year ago, and she's 14 years old. She gets very restless at night. We had to give her melatonin just so she settles down. I think that's an old age thing too. But she has this habit of waking up very, very early in the morning and immediately, you know, wants to eat, and then I have to give her insulin and take her out. And I swear, you know how when you have an infant in the house and you pour your coffee in the morning as a mom, and by the time you can sit down and drink it, it's cold. That's basically what was happening with me. So I try to set my alarm a little bit earlier so I can get up before she does and have my coffee. But don't you know, the minute I try to tiptoe in my kitchen, but she hears me every time. She's laying in the living room and she can hear me. I thought that was kind of cute. She's got very, very acute hearing, that little dog. So it's a good thing I have a microwave. I can heat up my coffee. But these colors are really cute together. You certainly do not have to do your ruffles as fast as I do. If you feel like you do a little bit better at it going a little slower, take your time. You can adjust it when you get it in your hand, you know, even it out a little bit. If you feel it got kind of wonky on you as you were ruffling it. You can see what a nice full wreath those ruffles makes, though. Those ruffles make those 30-inch pieces. It's sort of like a no-fail method. You just, you know, even if this is your first time making a ruffle wreath, it's going to turn out beautiful. Guaranteed. Money back guarantee. Well, not really. So I have some pieces left here. I have to count how many I have. This is my last piece going on the top. And I don't like to waste, like I said, so let me see how many pieces I have left here. I want to take a look and see where I can put some more pieces. But this is with just one ruffle per tie here. And it's very full. It really is very, very full. Where did it go? Let's see how many I have. One, I think I have 2 left of the red, and I should have 2 left of the poly jute as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab some more pipe cleaners, and I'm going to just try to stick them in where I see any spaces. And I thought I had some red pipe cleaners. Let's see. Yep. In my secret bin over here. So this is where you just kind of got to take a look and see, where do I want to put another piece of mesh? Now, you're probably going to say, well, that's going to throw off my theme here, because I have 2, you know, I have a red, and then I have a burlap, and then I have a red. So that's going to mess me up. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put them in where I want to put them in, just to use them. I would recommend doing it on the outside, though, if you're going to add your extra pieces. Let's put the pipe cleaner in first. How about we do that? I'm going to put one right here. Just feeding my pipe cleaner through. Giving it a twist to hold it. Now you'll notice right away, if you're used to working with the Dollar Tree forms, that they have 4 bars. And your work wreath forms, if this is the first time you've used one of these, I have only 3. So normally, if I was going to be making my own work wreath form and adding my pipe cleaners myself, I would wrap the pipe cleaner around 2 bars. But we don't have 2 bars, we just have 1. So that's what we're going to wrap our pipe cleaner around. And you can see that I actually wrapped it around the crossbar. It doesn't really matter where you put it. I know I'm going to have 2 tan next to each other, but I just want to use up my mesh. And this pipe cleaner I will not attach ribbon to. So what I'll do is after I get it in here, I'm just going to tuck my pipe cleaner around to the back. So it came loose. So you don't see it. Stay. So I'll just tuck it around. Just give it a couple of twists in the back so it's not showing. There, there's one piece of mesh used. Whoops. I'm trying to make sure my ruffles are even here. They're even. Let's see. Just kind of got to figure out where you want to put the other ones. Got one there. So maybe I'll go over here and put another one. Let me think about this for a second. Maybe I'll put one right here. And you don't have to do this. If you feel like there's another project you could use these extra pieces for, then by all means save them, but I just like to use them if I have extra. So I think we ended up having, I don't know, I think 11 of each or 12, I don't remember. I really wasn't counting how many I got per roll.
Christine,
Yeah?
would it be okay to add a piece of mesh on top of a piece of mesh? Would that be okay?
You could try that, but I kind of feel like if you add it on top, the extra pieces on top, because you're not adding it on top of all of them, it might make that one section look a little weird.
Okay.
I mean, you could try it.
No, I don't think I don't want that.
I've done that before. I've done 2 30-inch pieces on top of each other, but I think because we only have 4 extra pieces, or I only have 4 extra pieces, I'm just going to try to tuck them in here and there.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extras.
You do? How'd you manage that?
I don't know.
You know what? When you're cutting, it's hard to get precise. You may not have cut exact 30-inch pieces. I know mine probably aren't exact.
Mine probably aren't either.
So that's probably why you have more.
Okay, well, I'll get off my behind and find some pipe cleaners.
Okay, you don't have to add them if you don't want to. I think your wreath is going to be full enough as it is, but like I said, I only had 4, so I'm just throwing them in. I'm throwing them in there. And again, I'm putting them on the bottom only because my sign's gonna go on the top. So, you know, I really don't need the extra on the top. I'd rather have it on the bottom. I'm trying to fix this ruffle here. There's a little more on this side than there is on that side. Whoop. That piece is bothering me. I don't know why it's so poofy on that side. Yeah, I know, I know. I'm gonna tuck it down like that. Okay. So now what do I have? I have one left of each, so let's see. And we're doing really good on time, too. I'm just kind of looking to see where I want to put my, these, put two over here, so maybe I'll put one, I think I actually am going to put one on the top, because I kind of see a big gap here. I think they kind of messed up when they were making the work wreath, and they put two of the pipe cleaners a little bit too far apart. So I'm going to put one up here. How you doing, Miss Lenore? Are you making yours now too, or are you watching? Lenore's busy ruffling her mesh. She can't find the unmute button. That's okay. Lenore makes very beautiful pipberry wreaths. And I know we're having a pipberry class next weekend. I have always loved pipberries. I love primitive decor, and I really want to make this wreath. And I got some gorgeous pipberry garland from, appropriately enough, the Pipberry Barn. And I believe it's a coral and a teal that I ended up getting. I cannot wait to see how that comes out. That's going to be so pretty. So I just added another piece on the top here. And again, I'm going to just make sure I tuck that pipe cleaner behind, because I'm not going to be using that one for ribbon.
Sorry, I walked away. Did you mention me?
I was actually just asking how you were doing.
Oh.
What?
Mine looks a lot thinner. This is the first time I've made one of these, so mine
I
looks.
know, that's why I was asking you. I was telling everybody about the gorgeous pipberry wreaths.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
What do you mean it looks? What do you mean it looks thinner? You got the kit, right?
Yep, I got the kit.
So are you making sure that when you're putting your ruffles parallel to the wreath form, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because what you're doing, and the reason for doing that is because you're going to push up the ends next to the ruffle next to it. So they're pushing each other up.
Okay.
That might, you know, and so instead of them laying on top of each other, you know, as you, like, you see what I mean? Like, see how these two are next to each other?
Yep.
And instead of like having that one go on top of that one, I make sure that it's lifted up like that.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'll have to check that. Uh-oh, it's not working. It's not working. Uh-oh, what's happening?
My screen just showed that Christina left.
My video stopped. What happened?
Mine did too, and then a little thing popped up that said Christina Mitchick left. So I don't know if her thing stopped or what.
Oh, do we just stay here then?
I'm going to. She'll be
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely she'll be back.
Can she get back in while we're in here?
Huh?
Can she get back in while we're in here?
Yeah, she can.
Okay. This is only my second time
Okay.
being live on one, so.
But I don't know what happened to her, but she can. I promise you.
I hope she knows she's gone.
But she can get back in.
Okay. So do any of you guys sell these wreaths or do you just make them for fun?
I sell them.
I sell them too.
Do you sell them on Etsy or where do you sell them?
I sell them in my neighborhood.
Oh,
I
just-
do too.
I
So-
give mine away.
Yeah, I stopped that after about 6 months.
Well, I've been
Decided.
doing it for years and I gave them away.
I think that's so sweet.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did my video go out?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make sure I'm recording because I lost my internet real quick. Hold on, let me make sure that I'm recording here. I'm still recording. Yeah, so my internet, all of a sudden I got this message saying my internet was unstable and then I just got kicked out. So sorry about that. You guys are just chatting amongst yourselves, huh?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, people were concerned about you, my dear.
I'm here.
Good. I'm
Susan,
going to
did you
mute
take
myself.
over as moderator?
Well, kind of, sort of, but I didn't mean to.
No, but that's okay.
Okay.
So I'm just putting my last piece, my last piece, yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to disappear like that on you.
You know probably what the difference mine is too?
What's that?
I used 9 of the red and 9 of the tan.
Did you cut 30-inch pieces?
Yeah. I didn't cut the whole roll.
But if you're adding one per tie, then that should be, you should have at least 10 pieces though, right? Or no? No, maybe not. You're right. 9 of each. That's why I had 2 extra. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she has 10. She has 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top.
Yeah, so okay, so that's right.
It should
Yeah.
be, it should be 12. Yeah, 10 on the bottom. You're right. Yeah, I'm not thinking for a second here. So, but you're saying it looks flat. Do you want to show me quick? Do you want to turn your video on and show me or no?
Oh God, I don't even know how to do that.
What
Oh,
are
it's
you what
a
are you
great
using?
learning moment.
Are you using a laptop or what are you using right now?
A laptop.
Okay, so hover your mouse over the bottom of the screen, the Zoom screen,
Okay.
and you should see the controls come up,
Yeah.
mute and unmute, and
Yep.
so start your video.
Start my oh, okay.
Hold on, I have to get my hands out of here so I could click on you and see your wreath. Hold on. Oh, it's warm in here. Hold on a second, Miss Lenore.
That's fine.
Where did you go? There you are. Hi.
Can you see me? I can't
I
see
can
you.
see you.
Really?
So let's,
I still see you. I don't see me.
that's okay. Hold
So-
it up.
So can
Hold it
you
up.
see my
Hold it up. I think that looks great.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's beautiful.
You guys can see it. Okay, well good. Okay.
That's fabulous.
Okay.
Hold it up a little bit higher. Hold it up a little higher. I
Hi.
think that looks great.
Okay.
I think all you need to do is just let me look here. No, they're fluffed up. That's how it's supposed to look.
Okay.
And when you put your ribbons on, that'll help fill it in too.
Okay.
So I think it looks great, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Sorry.
welcome.
I gotta stop my video.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
And if you feel like cutting the rest of it and adding those extra pieces, you can, like I did, because I ended up
Okay.
having 4 extra pieces, and so I just threw them in there.
All right.
I don't like this piece over here. I don't know why this piece looks so strange. I'm going to take it out, and it seems like it's more roughly on one side than the other. It's longer. I'm going to do this one again. Lenore makes beautiful pipberry wreaths, and she's just diving into mesh, and she's realizing that it can be a little frustrating at times, like we all have. But you're gonna love it.
In
I'm
fact,
telling you, I made wreaths when my kids were little. I made grapevine wreaths, I made floral wreaths, I made Christmas wreaths, and honestly, I've only been working with Deco Mesh for about a year.
oh, wow.
I had no idea. I was like, what is this stuff? What are those little curly things? How did you do that? I was totally in the dark when I first started. But you learn the techniques, you learn how to work with it so it doesn't fray. And
Do you sell your wreaths?
I do locally, I have, but I probably could be doing a lot more. I just haven't had the time. I really want to get my Etsy shop opened. I've just been so busy with both the groups and the classes and everything that I really haven't had time to promote my sales. And I know that's an income stream that I'm missing out on.
What other group do you have?
Well, I have this group, which is the paid group, and then I have Need to Read, which is the main group. Aren't you in that one?
Yeah, where we
Yeah.
talk to
Yeah.
each other and stuff.
So that's what I meant. I have
Oh, okay.
my big group, which has got almost 50,000 members now, and the paid group. So
Oh, I don't, no, I'm in the paid one. I'm not,
all you have to do is just go and do a Facebook search for Need to Read. That's the big one. That's the one I started first.
oh, okay.
And that's the free one. So,
Oh, I'm not in the free one.
well, go ahead and send it in, ask to join. I'll approve you.
Okay.
You should be there.
I don't think I am. I'm in this one where you're always talking about what's the next class.
Yeah, this is the paid group.
Okay.
I have about 400 members here, and the free one has 48,500 now, I think, something crazy.
Well, maybe I'm
Huge.
in it. I'll have to check.
Guys, hang tight. I'm just gonna go. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I'm back. I just had to run to the little girl's room quickly. Okay. But look how pretty and full that is. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love ruffles.
Gorgeous. So
Love,
pretty.
love. Okay. Am I blurry here? Let me fix my bit. That is actually the first time that I've ever lost internet during a class. It's never happened before. All right, so before I add my ribbons, I think I'm going to do my sign. Now, the sign is a little bit heavy, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. But like I said, I took it apart, I don't really like to use the wire that comes on these signs anyway because it's kind of thick and it's hard to bend it. So I just cut all the wire off. Nice about the sign is that there's holes on it. Now this is very light, so I think notifications here. Let me shut my Facebook down. Hold on a second here. I keep getting these annoying notifications popping up. Okay. Yeah, there's something going on in the admin chat. I'm in a group, an admin chat with all the other admins of all the other Wreath groups. And there's some drama going on because I keep getting all these posts popping up. So I don't even want to think about what might be happening. So you guys have no idea the craziness that goes on sometimes. Okay, this is really very light. So, and you can see that there's holes here from where the wire was. So all I'm going to do is just take floral wire and run it through, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And this piece is a little bit heavier. So I'm going to do floral wire through the top holes and then through the holes that were down here. So I just decided I wanted to hang them separately. Find my floral wire, which I should have gotten out, but I didn't. It's always good to do the sign first. And that way, because if you add your ribbons first, then you're going to end up cutting your ribbons, covering your ribbons with the sign. I don't really want to do that. So just go ahead. I don't really know how much I measured, but I think that's going to be long enough. I'm just going to give it one little twist near the top like that. So I actually have two pieces here that I'm going to be able to thread through. You don't have to do two. That's just the way I did it. There's the top. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let me move my wreath out of the way. And this isn't really a very difficult step. I was going to do it ahead of time, but I ended up not having time to, so I'm doing it now. And this hole was kind of underneath here. I'm hoping I can still, you know, I might not be able to access that hole because I couldn't snip out all of the wire. It kind of got stuck in there. So that's okay. I'm just not going to be able to put a wire on that side. I don't really think I'm going to need to. I think the 3 is going to be enough. So let's do this part first. I'm just going to go ahead and try to position it where I think it needs to be. Just don't do your wires really tight at first in case you have to move them. I think this is going to be okay. See, the problem is when you go to attach the sign and then you know what I want to try to do? I want to try to find a crossbar here. When you go to attach your sign and then it looks like it's in a good spot, and then you stand your wreath up and it slides down. That's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world. So what I would recommend that you do, and you probably really can't see from this angle, try to attach it to your crossbar instead of just the bar going across. So find that section that goes up and down across your wreath and wind it around that. So that way when you go to hang your wreath up or stand it up, the sign's not going to slide down, because you don't want to do that. I just don't want to make it too tight yet, because you don't want to squish your mesh either.
You always want to cover the middle hole, or can you leave that open, or will it look goofy if you leave it open?
You know what? You can put your sign wherever you want to. My ladybug wreath, I put the sign off to the side. I didn't have a hole though, because I still had so much mesh, but you can certainly hang your sign off to the side if you want, absolutely.
Okay. But normally when people make these wreaths, do they always cover up the hole?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Because they're just so full, yeah.
Okay.
No, my daughter asked me the same question when I first made one of these. She's like, Mom, where's the hole? So if you can see now by what I mean, find one of these crossbars here to attach your wire to. That way, like I said, when you hold your wreath up, the sign's not gonna slide down, because that's annoying. And you can cut off that extra wire afterwards. Now I have one on this side too, because I wasn't able to put the wire through the other hole. So I'm just going to put that right there. This is a little bit loose, so let me just tighten that a little bit. You can pull out your ruffles a little bit. So if your sign is squishing them down, you can kind of pull them up around the sign. I don't know, it seems like it's a little bit loose to me still. Yeah, I need to make that a little tighter. It's doing the slidey thing. This is probably going to be the most difficult part of the wreath, is getting your sign the way you want it. And it's a little bit heavier. With a lighter sign, it's not so much an issue. All right, come on now. There we go. That's definitely better. And sometimes you can find that your mesh even helps to hold it in place too when you pull your mesh up through. So it's not squishing the mesh down. Okay, so there's the first part. Sorry, you guys. This can be a little time consuming, getting your sign the way you want it. There. Now we gotta do the other half. I think that looks okay. When you have a real fluffy, full wreath like this, I think I'm actually going to I'm not going to put this right next to, I'm not going to put it right next to it because I feel like if I do that, you're going to be able to see through my wreath, and I don't really want to be able to see through it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to push my ruffles up a little bit like that. I'm going to kind of position it down here a little bit more. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me think about that for a second. I kind of got to stand it up and look at it. I apologize. I got to stand it up. I should go get my wreath stand. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to kind of put it in between my ruffles here. Of course, I need to get my ties in there, or my floral wire. So I'm going to kind of push it down a little bit more here. So it's down here. So it's down here more. Oops, sorry, I'm a little bit blurry. A little blurry. It's weird how I didn't stop recording when I lost my internet. It was strange. Now again, if you didn't want to separate your signs, you don't have to. If you want to wait and add your sign tomorrow, you can certainly do that. Or whenever you feel like it. And this one's a lot lighter, so I have a feeling this won't be as difficult. Let's see here. I just want to put it down a little bit farther. Excuse my head if my head's in the way. No, it's not. Sometimes I get so busy working, I know I looked up once and my head was right in front of the camera. It's like, that's not good. You want to see my head. All right, let's see here. Oh goodness, this flopped all the way down here. How did that happen? All right, I don't know if I want it down that far. Hold on here. We're going to spend the majority of the class just putting the sign on, so hold on. I'm just kidding. I wish we could just hot glue the sign on, but that won't work. That won't stay. I think I just need to find a higher wire to hang it on here. Hold on. Oh, these ruffles. Down there. There we go. That's where I want it to be, right there. There we go. I'm keeping this pipe cleaner up because I want to put a ribbon there, so. I think that's going to work right there. I'm sorry, you guys, this is taking so long, and now my camera's blurry. Let's take a look at this and see. I think I'm happy with that right there. So I like how my ruffles are kind of in the middle, in between the two signs. You don't have to do yours like that. I'm just going to tuck these in a little bit. So, excuse me. Put some ribbon right there. Just like that. Okay.
That looks really cute.
What's that?
That looks really cute.
Does it look good like that?
Yeah, it does. I like it.
I was struggling a little bit with this sign here on the bottom, but I think I might need to just move this piece up a little bit too. Hold on. Thank you. I'm going to drive everybody crazy. Sit here playing with my sign for half an hour. That's good. I got to stop touching it. All right, we need to add some ribbon now. So I like the way that looks. I like the way that there's a little bit of a space in there. And we're going to put some ribbon here too. So we have our pipe cleaner here. We have a pipe cleaner here to add some ribbon. So let's do that. Let's see what we have here. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is like I showed you in at the beginning, because this teal, it's a little bit darker, but I wanted to put a blue in there. So I'm going to pair this. I believe everybody got that with their kit. I'm going to pair that with that. This chevron is really thick ribbon. It's very, very thick. So all I did is just pinch it in the middle, put them together. I like to put a 1.5 with a 2.5. I think I'm actually going to, do I want to put that there? I might just put a little bow tie there, I think, instead of putting the whole ribbon tail. Oh, you know what? Let's give that a try and see how it looks. I'm going to start at the top this time. I'm going to put that right there. And if it covers up your camper a little bit, or a little bit of your sign, that's okay. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to like the way that looks there, though. That might
That's
be
adorable.
You like that there?
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Aw, thank you, Mimi. I just don't want to cover up my sign too much.
Love the colors.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted the blue didn't come with it, but I knew I had some blue, so I just kind of tucked that in because I didn't really want to cover up my sign. And what I can do there too, well, that'll work, I think. I may change my mind afterwards. What I can do too now is I have a little bit of pipe cleaner left here. I'm going to take a 16-inch piece. I don't usually start in the middle. I usually start at the bottom. But I wanted to see how that ribbon looked right there. I'm going to take a 16-inch piece, which I did make out of this ribbon. I decided I wanted to use that. And you just, the ends aren't dovetailed. You just sort of overlap them like that. Make sure they're overlapped because you're going to pinch it in the middle. This I was kind of wondering because this ribbon is so thick. And you're just going to make a little bow tie out of it. And I'm going to put that right on top. And you can even leave that little tiny piece of pipe cleaner there because it sort of looks cute. Well, my table is creaking and creaking. So there's that.
Wow.
What? You like that, Mimi?
You think of all these things as you go along or before
Yeah.
class? I mean, how do you
Yeah, I
come
do.
up-
I do. I just don't want to cover up my sign, but I'm not covering up that much. I do think of these things as I go along. It's sort of like, I'm wondering if maybe this sign is pushed in too much. I may have to lift that out a little bit, but that's okay for now. It seems like it's set in kind of far,
Yeah.
but I'll worry about that later. So there's that. I just wanted to throw that there to see how it would look. So we're going to kind of move to the outside now and finish our ribbon, but I do like these two ribbons together.
It looks
So I
great.
usually, what's that?
It looks great.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
You're welcome, my dear.
This ribbon is so thick, but I do like
Now,
these two.
this is, I don't know what to think of this chevron. It's just forever.
You know what it
thick.
is? It's Expressions ribbon, and Expressions ribbon is very good quality. It's very thick.
I've never used it. This is the first time.
It's a very good quality ribbon.
Oh, I've already muted myself.
I'm just going
Oh,
to kind of go
damn.
around the outside, and I like to fan them out like that. You can see that. Believe it or not, this is unwired ribbon here. I put a little Mod Podge on it to stiffen it. It's just my little trick that I do. Maybe a little bit too stiff, but
That's
it's working.
That is precious.
Thank you.
Precious. Okay, we need to do.
So I may go back and put another bow tie there. I'll wait and see. Now I'm just going to move on to my other ribbons because I like to alternate. And I got to figure out which ones I want to use next. I'll probably use the light pink, which came with the kit, which is this one, and then this black chevron. See, she picked out these ribbons. Shelly picked out the ribbons for me, and she did a pretty good job. I'm not quite sure if I would have made the same choices, but that's why I'm kind of working with her now on ribbon selection. So
think I would have, but.
Now, sometimes I do add ribbon per every tie. Sometimes I don't because I don't really want them to be overlapping. I like to be able to see my mesh. So
I want to see my mesh.
I skipped a tie here.
I want to see my ribbons. You're so
Hold on 1 second.
pretty. You're so pretty.
Whoops.
Oh, you're pretty.
So I did skip a tie. There was a tie in here, and I kind of skipped it and went to the next one. I like to kind of curl them under. You can see how I'm kind of curling them with my hands here. I like them to be curled under. I'll probably put another bow tie here too. I don't know. I don't think I cut any extra ones of that. I did cut an extra one of this other, but I'm going to wait on that right now. So now let's go back to the red chevron and the blue. And again, I just line them up and I just fold them in half just to sort of find your center point.
So a question for you, Christina.
Yeah?
It's Lenore.
Hi, Lenore. I knew that.
Is there, how do I say it? Is there a rule of how many ribbons you have to use?
No. You'll see that a lot of wreath makers, you know, and I love ribbon, but I don't really like to use so much that you can't see the mesh.
Yeah, I've seen some wreaths, and I've seen a lot of them for sale that that's all you see is all the ribbon.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay.
Some wreath makers do like that, but I like to be a little, you know, sparing with my ribbon. I like to be able to see the mesh.
Okay.
So there really is no rule. I do 2 ribbons per tie, and again, like I said, sometimes I don't even do every tie. Some people do 3.
Could you
What's
do
that?
Could you do like 2 for one and 1 for another? Or
Sure. Of course, you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
okay.
Trying to find another tie here. They're like lost in my mesh. Where'd it go? There it is. Of course you can. You can do 1, whatever you want. I've seen some wreath makers, they have gorgeous mesh, like really pretty. And by the time they're done, you can't see it. And I'm thinking to myself, what's the point? What is the point if you know, of using that really pretty mesh and then you can't see it when you're done? All right, so let's go back to the other. I actually had this polka dot too that I cut. I was thinking about maybe using that with the pink because of the tan and the I'm not really sure if I'm liking this black chevron, I'll be honest with you. I don't really know if I like that. That's what came with the kit, but I already have a chevron on there. I want to see something. I want to see if I like this polka dot better. Obviously, if you don't have another ribbon to substitute and you want to use the black chevron, please use it because I know it came with the kit. Again, this was the first kit that, you know, I worked on with her, so she sort of picked the ribbons. I'm trying to see if I might like this polka dot a little bit better. And a lot of times, you know, you may have an idea of what you want to use for ribbon, but until you actually get it on your wreath, you know, it's hard to know how it's going to look or if you're going to like it or not. So I've done that a lot. I've had a certain ribbon picked out and I put it on there and I decided that I didn't like it, so I took it off. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use this black chevron. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think of the polka dot? Do you like that better than the black chevron, or should I stick with the black chevron? I'm asking for an honest opinion here.
This one is better.
The polka dot?
I like the polka dots better.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too. I just feel like because I already have the red chevron, and I apologize, you guys. I know it came with the kit, but you know what? There's going to be a lot of uses that you're going to be able to find for this black chevron, especially as it gets closer to Halloween too.
Do you like that pink?
I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, I was having problems with the pink, but since
Yeah.
I don't like the
I
pink.
wasn't sure if it was just me.
I'm not sure if I like the pink either. It doesn't really seem to match.
No,
It doesn't.
I'm not quite sure why she sent that with the kit, to be honest with you.
well, there's a little pink in the flags, but very,
What's that? And the
There's a-
flags, right. Yep.
but I didn't like it. It just doesn't seem to go.
No, I see what you're saying. Let me think here. You know, as I was putting it on, I was thinking the exact same thing. I really was. Maybe I'll just keep using the red chevron in the, but I don't know what I would match this. See, I don't know what I would match this polka dot with. That's the thing. I really do like the red chevron though. Maybe I'll just put this with the,
Mm-mm.
what's that?
My opinion only. Don't worry.
No, but you're right. I don't really like the pink either. I'm glad you said something. But again, I'm working with her now on ribbon selection, so.
Do you have solid red?
Yeah, I really don't. I do not. I know in the other kit, the solid red came with it. So, in the blue camper kit. So whoever has the blue camper, you're going to have the solid red. So,
And I'm loving it. Oh my gosh.
what's that?
I am just loving it.
The red?
Uh-huh. And the black chevron. It's
So should I use the black chevron or no?
well, I don't think so with yours. I don't like it.
So you're pairing the black chevron with the red in yours? Is that what you're doing?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
And it looks so good.
Well, I can't wait to
think,
see it.
anyway.
I cannot wait to see it.
I can't wait for you to. Oh,
Yeah, I really don't know why she sent the pink. Like Lenore said, there's a little bit of pink in the sign. In the, yeah. No, I can't do that there. I already have a teal there. Oh, that makes me mad. I can't use that pink. If it was a little bit darker, I really don't know why she gave me that. Let's see. That's all right. We'll make it work. I might have to cut some more of this red chevron then. I think I'm definitely going to have to cut some more. A lot of times when your wreath is really full like this, it's a little bit challenging to get your ribbon to lay the way that you want it to, but you just kind of play with it a little bit. That's why when I'm adding it to the outside, I always fan my ribbons out this way. And then when I go to the inside, there. And you know what, if you find that the ribbons that you've selected for your wreath really aren't what you thought, and you're like, yeah, you know, I really thought that was going to look good, but I'm not so sure now, and like, you know how I'm not going to be able to use the pink, it takes 2 seconds to take ribbon out from your pipe cleaner and put different ribbon in. So it's not the end of the world at all. Don't cry over wreath making. What was that movie where they said there's no crying in baseball? There's no crying in wreath making either.
Okay,
But
I'm looking at something. Is your camper actually red?
my camper is red, but it's sort of like faded. It's like a faded red. It's, you know what I mean?
Mine actually looks more like a hot pink.
Really?
Your window on your camper, is that a teal blue?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, my camper now on this looks hot pink.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't look red anymore. Yours looks red on yours in the picture.
Wow. I wonder how that happened. Is that going to like throw everything off for you, or?
It looks really different now.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
No, I just was, it's kind of weird. All of a sudden I just noticed that when I put the camper on it, it looks hot pink.
Can I see?
Yeah. Oh, let me see how to do that again. Let me see. Okay. Let's start the video. Okay. I don't know. Can you see?
Let me go click on you. Hold on a second here.
Okay.
looks red.
Okay,
You think it looks more pink? See, it's sort of like it's washed. It's like a washed out,
yeah.
the way they painted it. Oh, your wreath looks so cute.
I don't have the other ribbons on yet.
It looks cute though.
Okay, so you think that it matches?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
If you want to, I mean, if you feel like it doesn't, you can always just get some red paint and just paint over your sign. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But that's supposed to be like a washed out.
Like a washed red. Okay.
I gotta cut some more of this this ribbon here because I'm not using.
Doesn't this look pink to you on here? Doesn't this? It's supposed to be a red. Doesn't it look pink?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't look pink to me on the camera. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to my husband.
I heard that. That's okay.
I forgot that I wasn't muted.
That's okay.
But yeah, in person it looks pink. So it's kind of funny.
Aw.
That's okay. I got some pink. I might put something else on here. We'll see. I have some pink mesh that would work.
I don't know. Mine looks red to me. I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe if I could see it in person.
Yeah, I gotta go check the other ones because I ordered 4 of them at once. I'm gonna go check my other ones.
You ordered 4 other signs?
Yeah.
You know, if they're not what you expected, you can. I'm sure she'll take them back.
Oh no, I'll put them on some. Like I said, I got another mesh that would work with it.
Okay.
So.
All right, now.
Christine,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not really happy. Uh-oh, where are you? Are you there?
Did you lose me?
Yeah, I hit something. But you can hear me?
I can.
Okay. I'm not really happy with this beigey tan ribbon. It's a nice ribbon, but it's not something I would have chosen.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I apologize. I don't think.
Hey, you don't need to apologize.
I just don't think her ribbon selection on this was that great.
But you don't need to apologize. It's just not something I would have chosen. But
I wouldn't have chosen. I wouldn't have chosen the pink either.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I had this teal ribbon. I'm very glad I had this teal.
But I love the way my wreath looks.
I can't wait to see it.
And this is the first time I've really felt good about what I've made in class.
Oh, honey. Don't you remember your beautiful Christmas tree and your garland that you made?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You're talented. No,
I'm serious.
Stop that hogwash.
I love this. This is great.
Can I see it now, or do you want to wait?
You're going to have to wait because I can't even find you on my phone.
I love you, Susan.
I don't know where the hell you went.
You just have to click on my picture.
Well,
You
I'm
tell me to click on it.
No, I'm on the main screen. I've got to find you somehow.
Oh my
There
goodness.
you are. I found you. Okay, let me shut up. My ugly
I gotta find you. Hold on a minute. I have to find you now. Hold on. Now you gotta do your video. You gotta turn your video on. Are you there? I think you muted yourself again.
Christine, this is adorable.
You like it?
I love it. This is a
Thank
happy
you.
camper.
What'd you say?
Happy camper wreath.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad I had this teal ribbon. I'll tell you that right now. I'm glad I had it.
This is a very happy wreath.
It's very happy, huh? Well, that's the whole idea. Thank you, Miss Mimi. I'm doing a little bit of an overload with this red chevron, but since I can't use the pink.
Yeah, but it looks cute though. It looks
Oh,
very good.
thank you. Whoops. My children must have turned the heat up because I'm dying in here right now. It is so warm. Because it was only, goodness, it was 35 degrees this morning and it was snowing, believe it or not. But it's supposed to be in the 70s this week, so thank goodness for that. I'm going to have a bunch of bow ties on the front around my camper. I can't even see my camper anymore. I don't want to cover it up too much. I want to make sure I can see it peeking out there. We still have to put our flowers on. I forgot about our flowers. I better plug my glue gun in. We've got little flowers to put on too. I've got white. I think the blue camper came with the red flowers.
And I got an Easter egg or something. I don't know what in the Sam Hill it is.
What? What happened? An
I
Easter
don't-
egg?
I don't know what it is. It looks like an ornament. It's
Oh, that was like a special gift, maybe.
Oh, well, I'm so happy. Thank you.
I think she was putting little gifts in.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I don't think it's supposed to
this.
go with the wreath. I
Oh,
think.
this is from Miss Grace. Then
What's that?
this is from Miss Grace.
Oh,
Is that correct?
Shelley B.
Shelley B. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Miss Grace. Miss
Yeah.
Shelley.
Shelley B.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Is my camper pushed back too far, do you think, or does that look okay?
I think it looks good.
It's so hard for me to tell from this
I
angle.
know.
You know what? I'm going to get my wreath stand. I'm going to set this on my wreath stand so I can see it.
I knew.
When it's flat on my table, I really can't see it. Because I want to put my flowers in too. I'm going to put my wreath stand up here for a second so I can stand it on here. Let's see. And then I'll let you guys see it in a second here. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here. Let me turn it around. Maybe I'll have to put it over here so you guys can see it. Hold on 1 second for me. I'm changing things up a little bit because I want to put my flowers on here. Moving stuff around. Whoops, there I am. See my messy desk? Don't look at my messy desk. I feel like my camper is like, hold on a second here. Whoop, where'd my video go? Oh, come back. You can see all my wreaths all over the place here. Are you guys still with me? I know I muted everybody. What do you guys think? Nobody's talking. Everybody left. Everybody went to bed.
No, I'm here.
I'm here. I can't see what you're doing. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn this.
That's because I moved my wreath. It's on my wreath stand, so I could see it a little bit better.
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh,
Good Lord, this is a crazy class. Let me tell you right now.
how'd you keep from cursing?
I better lay my wreath back down on my table. All
I
right,
keep
goodbye.
seeing this
I'm going to
picture.
bed. Stop, Susan. What did you say, Mimi?
That I keep seeing Susan's picture instead of your wreath.
You can't see. It's because Susan's laughing. So what happens, Mimi, is Susan, stop. What happens is when Zoom defaults to speaker view. So whoever is speaking, or in Susan's case, laughing, it goes to their video feed. So that's why you couldn't see me for a minute
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry.
So, but it's okay.
Okay. I have control of myself now.
All right. I'm going to mute you, Susan, because you're messing up my video. Hold on. Oh my gosh. We have so much fun in class. Let me tell you. We had a couple people leave because they just got fed up.
Oh no.
All right. Hold on now. Let's get this show on the road. I think I'm going to lay this back down on the table. I wanted to put it on my reed stand for a minute here. I'm going to lay it back down because I don't want it to fall over again. That wasn't a good idea. Okay. My goodness, it's almost 10 o'clock. We got to get our flowers on here so we can finish this up and go to bed. All right. I may end up pulling my camper out a little bit just so it's not pushed so far back. I feel like you can't really see it, but I'm not going to worry about it right this second because I want to get this finished. So I'm going to move my wreath stand so it doesn't fall over again. Plug in my glue gun because we got to put our flowers in. Again, if you got the red camper, then you will have white flowers, which are right here. So I'm actually just going to pluck the flowers off of the end. I don't want the green stem. You can put the green stem in if you want, but I'm just going to use the ends. That's all I want. There's little buds here too, it looks like. I don't know if I want to use the little tiny buds. I'm just going to use the flower stems themselves. Again, like I said, I may pull my camper sign out a little bit more so it shows a little bit better, but for now, this is what we have. Okay. Boy, what a crazy class this was. Crazy, crazy. I'm just waiting for my glue gun to heat up here. So all we're just going to do is stick our flowers in. I may put another bow tie over there too. I'm not sure yet. Or maybe I'll put another bow tie over here. I actually think I want to put another ribbon bundle over here. I'm going to cut another piece of with my red chevron here. I have a lot of red chevron in this wreath because I couldn't use the pink and I didn't like the black, so this is what we got. Probably could have still used the black. While I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up, I'm just going to put another bundle over here. We're almost done, guys. Bear with me. A little bit of a challenge putting the sign on, but that's what makes wreath making fun, is the challenges that you experience from time to time. It's all in good fun. All right, let's put some flowers on.
My kitty wants to know when we're going to bed.
What's that?
My kitty cat wants to know when in the world we're going to bed.
You can go to bed now. I'm just putting my flowers on.
I've got mine on it, and I think it looks okay.
What's that?
I've got mine on, sort of. I think it looks okay. I'm going to work on it some more.
Okay, my dear.
But I'm going to sign off.
And just so y'all know, that's the first time I ever put my wreath on my wreath stand and it started to fall over. So.
Don't get me started again.
Good night, Susan.
It was hilarious. Good night.
Good night. Well, that's never happened before, so. I promise you. So I'm just kind of putting my flowers around here.
That is very cute.
Oh, thank you, Miss Mimi. Did you get a kit, Mimi, or no? You got a
No,
kit, right?
no.
Oh, okay.
The problem with me is, remember, I'm in Miami and nobody buys wreaths here, and I have so many.
Oh,
Pick and choose what I'm gonna make.
why don't they buy them, I wonder?
I don't know.
You're right in Miami?
Yes.
How have you tried to sell them? Like, where have you tried to market them?
Well, I have sold some during Christmas. That was the only time. I'm gonna send you the pictures of what I have made
Okay,
after all the classes, and I want you to look at them.
okay. Do you have, on Facebook, there's something called a Facebook Marketplace, or like a local yard sale?
Yes,
Have you
yes.
ever looked into that? You have?
Christmas time, but nothing happened. I just sold it through my Zumba class and other people.
So they only have the Facebook yard sale at Christmas time?
No. No. But I didn't sell through them. I sold to the class that I attend.
Okay, we'll talk about that, because there's actually something on Facebook, and I believe it's in all areas where, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. This is not
I
sticking here.
I just have to be sure. I have to feel sure of what I'm making is good.
Sure, of course. You want to be confident in it before you
Right.
list it. I totally get it. I totally understand.
I sell a lot of mine on Facebook Marketplace.
Who's that?
Stacy.
Yeah. I need to do that too. I don't sell as many as I probably could. Let's put it that way.
Where are you, Stacy? Where do you live?
I live in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually doing my first craft show in 2 weeks. I'm kind of excited about
Yay.
it.
That's nice.
You know what I want to tell you though about that? make sure that they're advertising it. I can't tell you how many people have gotten so disappointed from doing craft shows and then nobody shows up. And
Right.
I was in sales and marketing for 20 years, and I know, and I sold advertising. It's so important to make sure that you advertise. If nobody knows about it, of course nobody's going to come. So
Yeah, you're right.
that's, yeah. Doesn't matter if you have the best weather. I mean, you can blame it on anything you want to blame it on, but if it's not advertised, people just aren't going to come because they don't know about it. So I think the only thing I'm going to do here still is I may cut a couple of more pieces of my red chevron and make some more bows. I might even see if I can find some other ribbon. I might even still go back in and add my my black chevron. I might still put some of that in. I don't know, because I don't really see any black anywhere, so I'm kind of wondering why. And I just don't like the idea of having the two chevrons together. I don't know. But anyway.
You got black wheels.
Future kit. What's that? Black wheels.
Wheels.
That's true. That is true. So, future wreaths, like I said, future wreath kits with Shelly B are going to have different selections of ribbon because I'm working with her a little bit more closely on the kits. This was the very first kit, so it was sort of like an experiment. But she's working very closely with me now. She wants my opinions and I'm giving them to her. So, but again, you know, kits are totally optional. You don't have to purchase the kit to participate in the class. I'm trying to get a better angle but I think this came out pretty good.
Very cute.
I got a ton of chevron. And you can't really see my camper. I think I want to try to pull my camper out a little bit, but he's in there. He's in there. I don't know
I
how
love
he
it.
got sunken in so far, but it's in there.
Oh,
All right, you
All
guys.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
night, Christina.
Good night. Thanks for being here.
Night.
Night.
You.